So today we would be discussing about brain. So let's begin. So brain. Human brain is a vital organ and a part of the central nervous system. It is primarily composed of nervous tissue and it controls the various bodily functions. Okay, let us move on to the structure of human brain. So the human brain is well protected by a bony skull, or in scientific terms it is also known as a cranium, and it is made up of 8 cranial bones which are fused together with the help of an immovable joint, and in scientific terms it is known as a synarthrose joint. These joints in the skull are also called sutures. So apart from the skull, the brain is also covered by 3 protective layers which are known as the cranial meninges, and these are durameter, which is the outermost, then arachnoid, then last in the innermost is the pia meter. Okay, so what is CSF? CSF is basically short for cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid, it is a clear colorless fluid that surrounds and cushions the brain and the spinal cord. It is a protective cushion. So it is present below the arachnoid, and that space is known as subarachnoid space. So let's talk about the human brain and the cerebral hemispheres. The brain is made up of 2 hemispheres, and these hemispheres are known as the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Okay, so the right and left hemispheres are connected by a track of nerve fibers which is also known as corpus callosum. So let's talk about the most important topic, which is the parts of human brain. So the human brain is primarily composed of 3 parts or 3 regions there, and these are forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Let's talk about forebrain. So the cerebrum is the most prominent portion of forebrain, and it also forms the major part of human brain. The cerebrum is divided into 2 hemispheres by a deep cleft. The outer surface of cerebrum is grey in color, and it is also known as the grey matter, and the inner part of the cerebrum is white color, and it is also known as the white matter. Okay, so the forebrain also contains the hypothalamus, which is the master of master gland, and it controls all the glands of the human body, and the limbic system. So the limbic system is basically located in the inner parts of the forebrain, and it is a part of brain that controls human emotions. Okay, let's talk about the functions of forebrain. So the functions of forebrain are thermoregulation, it controls the temperature of the body, memory, hunger, communication, motor functions, and the intersensory association. Let's talk about the next part of the brain, which is the midbrain. Okay, so it is located between forebrain and hindbrain. The dorsal portion of the midbrain consists of round swellings called corpora quadrigemina. So basically the back portion of the midbrain consists of rounded swellings, and these are known as corpora quadrigemina, and these control the auditory and the visual reflexes. Okay, the last part of the brain, which is the hindbrain, it consists of pons. Pons is basically the topmost portion, and it is made up of nerve fibers, and it moderates the respiratory rhythm. You could see from the diagram where is pons located. Next, let's talk about cerebellum. So cerebellum is the rounded portion of the hindbrain. It coordinates precision of voluntary actions. So the last part of the hindbrain is medulla. It controls the respiration, cardiovascular reflexes, and gastric secretions. Blood pressure, salivation, and vomiting are also controlled by medulla. So this was all. Thank you.